All right, Craig Howard at Diablo CrossFit, and I'm joined today by Rodil Mateo, and Rodil is here to talk about himself, but also we're going to have a conversation a little bit about the CrossFit Games season. It's a big time of year for Diablo. We're 2.5 weeks away from the CrossFit Games, the new and maybe improved CrossFit Games, a shortened version of the CrossFit Games, and so it'll be interesting to see the changes. But what's really exciting for me, and this is what I wanted to talk to you about, and I'll tell you why. It's exciting for me because this time of year is when we have athletes that represent Diablo CrossFit, train here, put their whole life into competing on the biggest stage, and now they're headed there. I'm nervous for them and excited for them. I'm headed out. I'll be flying out there to join them to watch the fun. So, Rodo, you've been. Some of the stuff I know I'm going to ask you because our audience doesn't know, but you've been a member since 2007.
Yeah, November 2007.
Yeah, we were sitting in the lobby beforehand. I said, "Yeah, you've been a member since 2009," and Rodo had to remind me that he pointed to the picture in our lobby that has the original shed.
The original shed. Jenny and I are installed in that picture from like ages ago.
Yeah, and I see it. I literally see that picture every day, and I somehow didn't know that was 2007. So you were with us at the original shed. And how did you find us? How did you find Diablo, and how did you find CrossFit?
So I found CrossFit earlier in 2007, probably springtime.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: I couldn't actually go to any of the classes because I was taking care of my kids. They were young at the time,
right.
And the only class, my younger son wasn't even in kindergarten yet. So the only class times available at that time were. Okay, so try to wrap your brain around this. It's like 2007. The only class times are during the weekday. It's like 6 a.m. when Coach Luca would open up the gym. OG Coach Luca. And then I think there was a class at 9 a.m. 2 days a week.
Yes.
And then there was a class at 6. And later on, you added a class like at 5 p.m.
Right.
So, I basically had to wait until my younger son was starting kindergarten just so I could have that time slot.
Did you find Diablo or did you find CrossFit first?
So I think I found CrossFit first, but then I pretty quickly found Diablo's webpage in spring 2007. I started following, the workouts. So like, okay, this looks like really cool, and I thought, all right, as soon as my younger son's in school and I have like some time in the morning or in the afternoon, I'm not taking care of them, I can go start hitting the class.
That's amazing.
And then actually I found the first time I came in, you had a welcome barbecue on your website. So if Coach Josh is watching this, you'll get a kick out of this. You might not even remember. So this is October or early November 2007. You advertised like a open house barbecue. Right. And I come in like, okay, you have to imagine how big, that picture of the front of the shed, literally the inside, it might not be much bigger than the front room where you check in.
It's 700 square feet was the workable space in there.
Yeah. And so I go, there's like a barbecue and burgers, and so Coach Jorgie's there, and God, this is 2007, so how old is he? He's like 19 or something? 19
years old,
Some of the original coaches, Rick.
Rick
Sara Stevens.
Yeah, Sara Stevens.
And there's like a sample, kind of a sample workout. Like they're cooking up some burgers. A couple of members are there. I think maybe Sara's Calguro might have been there.
Yeah.
And they're doing the sample workout. And so Jorgie, he played like rugby and football at De La Salle for 4 years. So I'm watching him and Rick. They're got 135-pound bars on the ground, and they're like cleaning and jerking and throwing up in the air. And then Coach Sara. Oh, by the way, at this point in time, I don't remember, Coach Sara. This is early. I want to say last week in October.
Right.
So Coach Sara's like 32 weeks pregnant.
Right. Oh, that's right.
And she's climbing up down the rope, going up and down a 15-foot rope, and Josh and Rick are and I think we had another coach, Nate maybe at the time, and they're picking up these grab bar. I never even watched this stuff before, and they're picking up some huge barbells, throwing up and down. They're snatching up in the air, and I'm kind of looking at this thinking, okay, I'm not sure this is the right place for me to walk into. But everybody was super friendly, and then I did the on-ramp a couple of weeks later, and then kind of the rest is history after that.
So needless to say, it was an intimidating environment still. And it always has been, but still very friendly. At least.
That was the key thing. I think it's a very welcoming environment. I mean, the classes were obviously smaller then because the space was smaller.
So that was the first year of the CrossFit Games. So you joined, and then you started going to classes. That was the first year of the CrossFit Games, and I specifically, I remember them happening and reading about them, but didn't recall any of us really having any interest in going down there. The call had gone out kind of informally on their message boards and on their blog. But it wasn't until 2008, after we saw the video that came out of the 2007 CrossFit Games, and the pictures were like, oh, we want to be a part of this.
Right, yeah. I remember going that, 2008. I remember going down.
Did you? So you went down to the 2008 Games in Romas.
Yes, I remember, pretty much like half the gym went, and a couple of guys are competing. Then, 2008, that's when the CrossFit Games was at what it was like a warehouse in a dirt field in Romas.
We had Coach Jorge was competing in 2008. I think Stavros was competing.
Yes,
Darren was competing.
Let's see, Carrie Warner was
Carrie Warner. That's right. The first She-Devil was competing. I remember she did really well too.
Really well. Yes, that's when everything was a lot smaller.
Yeah, a lot smaller.
Closer in.
Yeah. And did you think then? Did you have any idea that it was going to grow and become as big and as popular as it is today?
I think I knew then it was going to grow, but it wasn't. I don't think I didn't think I saw till 2010 when Reebok came in.
Yeah.
That it was that's when obviously huge corporate sponsor that, and that just kind of changed everything. I mean, I thought it was going to get popular, like we'd start seeing boxes all over the place, because I think when I joined. There were literally 4 CrossFit gyms in the entire East Bay.
That's right.
We went. I think it was
us, Oakland, San Francisco.
Like in the East Bay.
Yeah. In the East Bay. It was us and Oakland.
And then there was CrossFit One World in Union City.
That's right.
Back when
Freddie Camacho
was one of the original owners.
Yeah.
And then the one in Milpitas, CrossFit Unlimited.
Yeah, CrossFit Unlimited.
We went to a competition there. I think last July of 2008. So that's back when
and what's really cool about that is a lot of those people are still part of CrossFit, still have their affiliates, and are still and even still competing in some cases, which is really cool.
Oh yeah.
Mike Minium at Oakland, great guy, and runs a great affiliate over in Oakland. So I'll come back. I want to come back to the games, but your passion and excitement for the competition and your desire to see these athletes do well has led to sponsorship. Rodil is a home loan officer and has been doing that for many years in the East Bay, and was our mortgage broker. And what's really cool is he's a premier sponsor for our competition team since 2014. So because of your contributions, we're able to house the athletes at the regionals and at the games, and then feed them and provide all the services, help with their travel expenses, all of that since 2014, which is amazing. So I'm grateful for that. But you, so you're a home loan officer, but you have the ability, you don't work for any specific one bank. You have the ability to seek out loans from all different providers, right?
Yeah, we're a little bit different that we have the option. I mean, we're what's called a direct lender.
Yeah.
What that means is we do lend our own money, so that means we control the whole process. But we do have the option to do what's called mortgage brokering. So in some cases,
you can do both.
somebody has they have a really unusual need, especially if they're a business owner or they're in an odd line of work. Sometimes for those type of loans, yes, we go to a different funding source.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're direct lender, primarily a direct lender. That's great.
We're usually a direct lender, but the good thing about that is it gives us full control through the home loan process. So if you're buying a home and you need to get it at the end, and basically it's time to fund the loan, we're all working for the same company. I can, if something comes up, I just pick up the phone and call them and say, okay, let's get it done, or what do you need, kind of thing. So
no, that's great. There's been a lot of changes announced with the CrossFit Games.
Yeah,
the elimination of regionals, the qualifying athletes through the Open, sanctional events, and now a four-day games, CrossFit Games, from what was 6 or 7 days before. What are your thoughts on that, or has it affected you and kind of your perception of the games and your excitement for them? Because you're a super fan, right? And
right,
so,
long-time fan.
Yeah, and so I'm interested. Is this something you worried about? Is this something that's affected you?
I mean, I read some of the articles from HQ talking about why they changed the format. I mean, there were some economic ones, and this does make it more like, I think Glassman said, like more like the Olympics. You know, worldwide representation. Before it was very heavily weighed toward the United States, obviously. I mean, I wouldn't say like even to California because we have so many CrossFit gyms here.
Yeah.
So in terms of making it more of a broader thing, I can see the benefits of doing that. I mean, it does, I think, lose some of the more of the direct connection from athletes to their gyms. Yes. But I mean, in terms of making CrossFit an international competition worldwide, like the Olympics are, I can see the benefits of why. And again, there's a bunch of economic reasons I saw why HQ decided to go this way.
I think for us at Diablo, one of the biggest losses early on was when the regionals moved from Northern California to Southern California.
That made it harder to get 100 Diablo members down to the regionals.
Right, all the way down to San Diego. So moving it to sanctionals really actually may represent more opportunity because we were hopeful we'll get a sanctional up here in Northern California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the hope. They haven't announced one yet, but that's the hope. Cool. Well, that's really all I wanted to talk to you about today. More importantly, wanted to tell you thank you very much for your sponsorship for our athletes, for our team, and for our gym. It's meant a lot over the years, Rodil, and it's without sponsors like you, and especially you, we couldn't do what we've done, and which has helped not only the athletes and their training and their success, but also the business and the brand of Diablo. So I'm grateful. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad to help support our athletes. Go to the games. I mean, it's a different. Things change, and obviously the setup is different this year. But we've still got our couple of athletes going, and I'm really excited to see them perform this year.
It's awesome. And if you're gonna buy a home, refinance your home, come see this guy. He's been doing it a hell of a lot of years, and he knows his stuff. Thanks, Rodil.
Thanks, Greg.
All right.